Hey Slayers, what's up? You know who it is, Tiana, aka the SwagSlayer, creator of the SwagSlayer Talk, weekdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with my lovely co-host Rhonda from the Pink Diva Studios. What's up, Rhonda? How are you on this lovely Friday?
Oh, I don't even think we want to ask that question today. But it's one of those it's okay not to be okay days for me.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
and
yeah.
that's all right. That is,
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm in that I need to take time to woosah. So
yes,
that's what I'll be doing this weekend, just kind of, giving myself some time working on the mind, body and soul experience
yes.
this weekend. I just want to read a book. I just want to watch some crazy movies. Sometimes you just gotta detach a little bit.
Yes, self-care is good. Days off are
Oh,
great. Yes,
yes. And I'm all about some self-care, honey.
yes,
So
yes.
I'm definitely it's gonna be all about me. Now, if I just had someone to cook and come in and just bring me food to the bed or the couch,
Yes.
that would be amazing. So, since why? Because I'm single.
Single, single.
I just have to be fend for myself, gosh darn it. But how
Yes.
was your week? How was your week?
The week was good. Of course, here on the SwagSlayer Talk, we had a fun-filled, jam-packed, great guest week. We talked with James from Flyp. We hung out with Anessa, who is a reseller, and we just did the reseller chat. Then we talked with Brittany, who is a pro seller on Flyp, and now here we are on Friday. So,
We talked to Crystal, who was a pro seller
oh
on
yes,
Flyp.
Crystal. Why do I keep wanting to call her Brittany? I did that the other day. Yes, we talked to Crystal from Brick Wall Shop, who is a pro seller on Flyp. We got so many tips. We met so many new friends in the chat, like consignment chats, and then some other consigners who came by who saw our Friday episode from last Friday with Ashley from A&B Consignment. And they were intrigued because that's all they do, just like Ashley does. And so then they joined us this week to hear all about Flyp and how you can consign with them. So I thought that was pretty awesome. What is up, Christy? You were just
Hey,
about to message
Christy.
Rhonda and realize it was time for the live.
Yes, girl. I'm here hanging by a thread, but I'm here, honey, because the show must go on.
And yes, the curtains open and we come out with a smile. The curtains close and we do self-care. So yes, 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 yes.
Right, exactly. The curtain closes, I'm like, but in the meantime, I'm here. Well, let me tell you that I think that it's all I love everyone who joins the show, but I particularly really enjoyed having James on. I think that he really gave some valuable information. Um, um, I mean, it makes you kind of want to join Flyp and see what's going on.
Yes, yes.
So I really enjoyed him, and his energy is great. I mean, and he is just inspiring. He's a young man that has accomplished so very much.
Yes.
And dude, you rock. You get an A for me, A plus actually.
Plus.
So I really enjoyed that, and I really on the heels of that, having Crystal on, giving her firsthand experience with Flyp, really kind of let people know how it works for the pro seller. Is that what they're called? Pro sellers?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that you got a little bit of both with that. You have the owner, the CEO, saying this is what it's about. And then you have Crystal who said, oh, yeah, this is what it's really about. This is how I work. This is how it functions. Kind of gave us a step-by-step of how things work over there.
It did. And I agree, Christy, James was amazing. And yes, I cannot wait till you are fully on an Apple device or until they finish the Android app.
As I keep bringing up,
which will be very soon. I mean, they're working at a really good pace, seeing as how on the 12th they'll be 1 year old, and so they're already working on the Android app. So that's a good pace to put things in place. Plus, they're rolling out new features all the time, like he was talking about matching, and Crystal also talked about matching for pro sellers and the clients. So I think that was a great idea to put together. Plus, he was saying that in the future, they're going to roll out where if you as a pro seller wants to just purchase the items, so then you don't kind of have to worry about, okay, make sure I store them here or put them there. Because some people are totally fine with consignment. I can do consignment all day, no problem. Other people would be nervous because for whatever reasons, maybe they have small children, kids get into stuff. Maybe they have pets and they're just like, oh no, or maybe they're just not as organized as they want to be. I've been there, done that. I had to work on that and I've gotten so much better. So to have that feature in the future is also an awesome thing, to be thinking about all types of resellers, to give them options so that the clients can also have their needs met. So I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, and really and truly, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit more to how they work because, as you know, I say I can't keep a lot of inventory because it's just too much, and if it's not, but that the amount that you can get varies. So I like that point, that feature of it, because you can get 5 pieces or you can get up to, what did she say?
I think, well, you can have a max of 1,000, but I believe the client can't list more than 50 or 60.
Okay, yeah. And so I'm cool with, I've had 50 pieces, before, which, I just know how to work those 50 pieces and get them, comp listed and things like that. Right. So that would work fine for me. But starting off, I'd probably take something smaller so that I could just kind of get the feel of everything. So I like that there's just different tiers and things of how you get the lot. Is that what they call it on there? A lot. Okay. Correct. So girl, I have to brush up on all these terms.
I know.
Look, because I'd be like, well, we're just gonna get some clothes and we're just gonna get these other clothes and I'm gonna get about 50 pieces or something like that. But I just never used the word lot, so I don't know. It sounded strange for me to say it. So I'm kind of really interested in giving it a try. So I don't know, either maybe on Apple I get a chance to try it or wait till it comes to Android. But again, it's based on the availability of plus size clothing because But
I see it in your future that you're gonna try it on an Apple device because you're coming over to Clubhouse. I just see it in your future.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can channel that same. Oh yes, Christy. Actually, I did go to the app and get Mamish.
I
looked all the way through it. Yeah. Have you looked at it, Tiana?
Yeah. So we're actually going to talk about that next week. Well, we can briefly brush up on it now.
Let me just be quiet then. I didn't know we were going to talk about it next week. I didn't get that note.
Because I'm a procrastinator. Slayers, please be aware that Rhonda is my co-host. We know what topics we're talking about, but I literally message her like either in the middle of the night, this is what we're going to talk about tomorrow, or 2 hours before, this is what we talked about today. Here's the article.
Right. Yes. Good thing I'm quick on the draw, honey, and I can just pull things up and just kind of get the cliff notes about it. Oh, but yeah, because Christy actually put Mamish, and I think she put another one. I can't remember the name of it right now.
I missed that one because Terry told me about Mamish, and they don't have a referral code. I messaged the girl. There's like a girl who pops up and is like, "Hey, I'm so-and-so." I don't know if she's a bot, but whatever. Right, and I was like, "Do you have a referral code?" And she was like, we don't do that something." And I was like, "Oh, well then am I gonna tell people about
right? Well, maybe I'll dig as I'm self-caring. Maybe I'll tippy toe through that app and see what I can find out as well. I didn't, girl. I didn't get the memo, but I have it. Luckily, it's on Android because that's why Christy. Of course, we Android chicks.
Yeah.
So
I downloaded it on my Apple device though, but yeah.
That's the other one. The Nobo.
What's that? I never heard of that one.
Yeah, I haven't looked that one up yet, Christy, but I will.
I guess we'll
did write it down
next week.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I'll definitely do some research over the weekend.
Does Nobo have a referral code? Because we'll talk about them first if they do.
Right, we'll talk about them first. Well, yeah, you got to you have to have some information. So I'm gonna look into both of those a little deeper. Yesterday was just not the day, child, for me to do it. I got it put on went to the Play Store, got the app, and that's as far as I got.
I Googled it, nothing came up.
Is it in Play Store, Christy? Because if it is, then
Well, I Googled it to just read real quick what it was going to say. And I was going to say kind of, what it is, but nothing came up when I Googled it. But we'll do the research and we'll have it for you guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely have more information.
For sure. But the Mamish thing looked very similar to Poshmark. Look, I did list one thing on Mamish just to see how the platform worked and if it was fast, quick, if I could pick all my photos at one time, stuff like that. But
now,
like go ahead.
My understanding, I'm sorry, but when you said you listed something, it just made me remember that it seems like I saw their shipping. It seemed like their shipping is a little expensive.
Oh, I didn't get that far to look at the shipping because I'm not trying to buy anything.
Hey, Brittany, how's your vacay going so far?
Yes, which I'm so looking forward to because after the live show, y'all are going to see a pic on the gram. Me and Brittany from Brittany All Boss Up because she is here in Florida. I have to drive a little ways, but it's worth it.
Yes, that's going to be awesome sauce. And yeah, because once she returns from her vacay, then I'm going to try to set up a little something so we can hang out or whatever.
Yes, I can't wait to see that too.
I know. But, oh my God. I just have so much going on that I am so excited to to share, getting it together, doing a lot of behind the scenes type things.
Wait a minute. So Slayers, when I post that I'm going live and you see it and like I schedule it here on YouTube and you click the reminder, does it send you an email? Because I literally clicked a reminder on my own thing just because I like to test it. And I literally just got an email that said that I was live. Why would you email me? Just come up in my notifications. I don't need an email.
Mine just comes straight from YouTube. It'll flash across there on my phone.
Let me see if I can share my screen. Because hold on. What just happened? I'm gonna show you what it looks like, which is totally now I need to know like how many seconds. Let me show you. Hold on. I'm pulling out my email.
Christy. Where do you find it at the Noble? I looked in Play Store. I don't know where that is. Is there a link? Can you drop me a link in my DM?
She's like, "Can you drop me a link?" Okay, let me share screen.
Or in the group chat. That would be great.
Share screen. Okay, share screen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't think she could leave a link in right here.
No. I in the group chat.
Gotcha.
What had happened was
I'm laughing at myself because I forgot to move the screen. So when I tried to share screen, I was about to share this same screen we're already looking at. That's not what we need.
No.
Where is it?
We're gonna look at a picture of ourselves.
Right, again on the screen. Okay, let me go back here. So that is the email I got. So it's like a screen capture.
Oh my God.
Us on the screen. So this is my email.
Hey, look at my face.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Who is sending this to people in an email? Girl.
That's not attractive, honey. Oh my gosh.
So So sorry if y'all get this strange weirdo email. I didn't know YouTube was doing that, sending people emails.
Crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just gonna I just need to vent about this issue and to see if anyone else has had this issue with Macari. Well, yesterday I went over to Macari.
Not like this.
To Macari, and I was going to do instant pay, which I've done since I joined Macari. Never had a problem. So the last couple of days, I guess Macari has been having issues because the night before, whatever, I could not. This Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, I could not even get it to pull up. So later on down the line, they eventually sent out an email saying they apologize, everything's fixed and all that, because I kept getting technical error, this, that, and the other.
Right.
Yesterday, so as I say, I hop on over there and gonna pull my money off, had things to do. Nothing. It would not take my card. It kept telling me that this is not the right address. Clearly it's the right address because,
Right.
I had to get a whole new card after my bank account was hacked.
Right.
So I was like, okay, what is going on? Now, I'm not going to even tell you that my frustration level started to build the more I tried to do this. I tried 4 other cards. Nothing. I tried my PayPal. They were like, oh, we don't even take that. Ha ha. So I'm like, okay, y'all don't take PayPal. Okay. So I don't know. I did not know what to do. But at this point, I was so frustrated. I sent them an email. They sent me one back, that generic one that says, oh, it has been received and blah, 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 blah. Oh, no. I want it to be more than received. I need this solved. Right. ASAP, this, that, and the other, because, and then it kept asking me to sign up for Instant Pay. How am I signing up for something I already had?
Right.
So I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but let me tell
Christy
you.
Christy said they have been having issues.
Oh, so not the fingers.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was so frustrated, you guys, because, when you have a plan, that you want to take care of some business and and if this falls apart, it's just crumbling before your very eyes that you aren't able to do this because clearly this other platform, is holding your coins hostage.
Yes.
So I'm just like, I need y'all to run me my money. And, so I haven't tried today. So I'm hoping that it'll go through the day. But if not, now I'm going to be stuck with having to do a direct deposit, which takes how long? Up to 5 business days. It's Friday. I'm stuck out to maybe Tuesday. So I was like, thank God this isn't an emergency situation.
Yeah. Did she get it hacked from Akari or just in general, Christy?
Oh my gosh. Yes, honey, it was my bank account. And thank goodness I had not moved the money from Akari or my money from Poshmark over there, as I just thought I would wait till after, right. I pay all my, got to pay for the roof over my head. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that was done first. They had taken that money because I don't want anybody confused.
Of course.
Which this is a lesson that I learned. And I knew this already, really, is that I just need to have separate cards for separate things. And I used to, but I don't anymore because I got tired of keeping up with all the cards.
Well, I just put all my reseller stuff in one place. Well, I have a business bank account, so it all goes to the business account. Mm-hmm. And then my money, which is my husband's money, goes to our account.
Which is your money.
Right. I just want y'all to be clear that I didn't make that money. He worked for that.
It's that what's mine is yours.
Yeah, what's his is mine, and what's mine is mine.
That's what I used to say. I'm like, well, yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. I don't understand the problem.
It's to the point where he'll say it. He's like, baby, yes, our money and your money. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. But of course, because we both know at the end of the day, whatever we need, it don't matter where the money coming from, is getting done. So.
Right, exactly. And that's the whole point, really and truly, of how a marriage or a partnership works, is that, set those boundaries. This is what young women need to learn, is that you have to set those boundaries early on.
Yeah.
Now, if your money, and my money is my money, and then we're going to have a joint something so we can pay all the bills and things out of this, which I think is the way to go. Smart.
Joint your money for all the things y'all use together, and then everybody can have their own money. It's not that it's a secret, but that way you don't have to be like, oh, can I get $100 out of the joint account? You already, because direct deposit, you can split this way, that way. So send whatever you need to the joint, send whatever you need to yours. So when you swipe your card, swipe whatever you need to swipe, and the joint money is household. Like you can't just be going in here buying shoes. This household money.
Right. And I think that's great. I have learned from, when I, in my younger days, having a joint account with someone that was the wrong thing to do.
I didn't know.
Okay.
You could spell. Yeah, I didn't know you could spell that. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Learn that today.
You was today's years old when you learned that.
Right.
Well, let me just, yeah. I also say that once I learned that lesson, I knew not to do that again. So, in my previous, entanglement, I had my account, they had theirs account, we had a household account, and then I had a savings that was, my stash, because sometimes you just never know.
You
Never
don't.
know. And that's
Emergency fund.
thank goodness that stash was there when it was time for me to move on. I had that
And
stash to fall back on.
so many people are like, well, he'll never leave me. Okay, fine. But he could die
He may never
tomorrow.
leave you, but you might decide to leave.
Listen. So I don't, to be courteous of people's feelings, because when they caught up, they can't think. So I always say he could die tomorrow. He could be convicted of tax fraud, falsely, and so all your money is caught up. So you need to have something over here so you can still handle your business. You never know. He may not leave you. He loves you to death. That's great. But you still need to have your own stuff.
Yeah, and I say that all the time. At the end of the day, you just never know how life is going to go. Because, honey, sometimes you wake up. I mean, you go to bed one way, you wake up, be looking like, ugh, you still here? So, I mean, you just never know.
Right.
And it's just wise. It's really just wise to have something like that,
It
to fall back on. I even have a little credit card to the side that you just don't use, but you have that limit on there. If you need it, it's there.
Well, you got to use it for something, or they'll close it.
Yeah, every now and then buy something small, and
right,
then pay it off.
Pay it automatically. Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, just have that for just a go-to, and just buy something small. Don't pay bills with it or anything like that. Just pick up maybe a couple pair of earrings, or you gotta want to see your money, or something small. Go 7-Eleven, get some snacks, pay it off.
Right. And that way you just have it there. But you never know what emergencies can happen, because sometimes things happen with our significant others that we're just not expecting, male or female. And then they're, because no one ever thinks, what if they're kidnapped? Like, you never know. And like, you can't always do stuff without them. But if you have like a stash to the side and you need to access that, you can. It's just smart to have, because you are a whole human being before you met this other whole human being. You're going to come together and be one, but you should both still have something just in case. Not in case you leave, not in case they leave, but just in case some unforeseen thing you just were not expecting. So to keep your household together. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I know that some now, and I try to express that to, my granddaughter, my daughter, anyone younger that needs to know, because these days some of the young adults, honey, they don't know.
Yeah, and you're gonna learn. You're not the person that you may be in love with now. Like, I didn't marry my first love because I was too young to be married. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that I learned from that experience though, and took happy memories and great information into my current relationship. Right. But that doesn't mean like we hated each other, but we still had to live after each other. And so having those things put in place made the transition easier. And it also helps you not to stay in a relationship you don't want to be in, because sometimes you end up staying because you just don't have any other options, or you stay longer until you build something so you can move on. And so you just don't want to be in that situation. Yeah. I know now, especially with everybody.
Situations are so different. So different. And everyone has their own specific reason for staying. There could be children involved and things like that. But sometimes, and I've said this to friends, I never tell anybody to leave anywhere. I think that I hope you work it out, unless they're in a physically abusive relationship. But, I just have to say that I never just tell somebody, girl, I'll pack up and leave or whatever. No, though I might do that. I'm not going to put that on the next person, because everyone's situation is different. All I can tell you is to be prepared And not that you're wishing anything bad to happen in your relationship, but if it goes left, then you have the tools to where you can move
Right.
forward. And
You always want to be self-sufficient and be able to sustain yourself, and so much more so for a woman, because we are the ones who carry the children and statistically are left with the children. So not only do you now have to feed, clothe, and home yourself, you have to do the same thing for those children, and then you definitely have to be in an emotional state of healthiness because they're looking to you. And so if everything is crazy, you don't know how to pay anything, you got to work 3 and 4 and 5 jobs, it makes it very difficult, one, on yourself. You're not doing any self-care. You can't take care of yourself. And then 2, you can't give anything to a small human because you've got nothing left to give. I don't know how we got on this subject, but apparently somebody needs to hear this today.
But yes, come on, somebody. Because let me just tell you that I had to tell one of my friends when she was going through a little something that, her lights were about to be cut off. Thank God I got on the phone. I did all this, that, and the other, and they were not. And I looked and I said, why are these bills just sitting here? Why haven't you opened? Oh, well, he did girl, I took those bills, threw them on the bed where she was sitting. I said, open every bill, because I don't understand how you're living in this home and don't know what's going on.
Right. You may not have to physically be the one to pay them, but I do think you should know how they're done, because I knew a guy that he was with his woman, whatever. He worked, he gave her all the money, she took care of everything. When they split up, he kept their children, and she went wherever she went, I think to stay with her parents, which was in a different state. He did not know how to pay the bills. Like, he didn't even know the names of the companies that the bills were in. Like, he had no clue. And then nothing was in his name on top of that. So then he was calling and they wouldn't give him any information because everything was in her name. And so he was like, look, I need to get this done. And so that was a learning lesson. And he was older than I was. I mean, his child was grown. And he was like, I learned that. He's like, most men don't think, oh, I need to do this. Like, she took care of it. Her house was clean. She cooked, all of that. But then when it didn't work out, he had no clue what to do because everything was in her name. And granted, don't get me wrong, in my house, a lot of the things are in my name, except for our house, of course, our names are on it. But like, it was just easier. My husband drove trucks. So it's easier to only put my name, because if we needed to do something, sometimes they wanted to talk to him. And I'm like, I can't even reach him. He don't have no reception. So like, I can't talk to. So we decided for that reason, just to have everything in my name. And now that I'm thinking about it again, now it's been a little bit, we probably should, like, we added him to a few things, but I still think there's some things I didn't add him to, just so he can have access to be able to do those things. It is difficult, of course, once everyone's name is on, to take someone's name off. Please note that your bank account, when you put your boo on your bank account, you cannot take him off. You both have to come and sign to close that bank account. And if they don't want to sign, they can still be swiping that card, charging, whatever, and it's affecting
taking all
them
coins. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And affecting your credit and getting overdrafts, all kind of stuff. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, I just think that, these are things that you have to talk to. We have to talk to our kids about as they're coming up, and things, and teaching them about finances and all of that, finances and relationships when they get to a certain age. Because I tell you that,
what age is that? Because I've been teaching my child since she was 5. Soon as she can understand what a dollar was.
Well, yeah. When I say relationships, I mean, if they're at the age where they can date, open a checking account and things of that nature, don't be going out here trying to buy a car for your boo, because that boo might not be your boo.
It's too late then. That's why I started. I made it part of her.
I think that you should do it all the time as far as finances go. I think that should be,
but no, relationships too, because you come on. When's the first time you thought, oh my God, that boy is cute? I was like in kindergarten. I was 5 years old. So she already understands. She thinks he's cute. She's attracted to him. Now's the time to bring that into the conversation. So I need you to know now.
I'll tell you that I did now with my daughter. Well, back then with my daughter, of course, I was, I just monitored the situation. Yes. But, of course, finances, I was taught about finances. I, passed that on down. And my dad was really good about talking to just talking in general about that. But when it came to relationships, I mean, she wasn't there yet. So I didn't really have to have that talk. Now, when my granddaughter was different, I started having that talk immediately because, oh, he's cute, came out of her mouth. Oh, well, hold on. Let's go on and let's
Yep.
get this done right here. So I've always been talking to her about it. And the funny thing is that back in the day, my mom didn't like to have those kind of sex talks or anything like that. Only thing I got was make books, a stack of books. Here, read them, and I read a lot about a lot of things, and always ended up with, well, just keep your dress down, your legs closed.
And I get that. That was the time back then.
That was the time, but now you got to be a little bit more detailed, and I'm very detailed.
My kid knows the whole nine.
Yeah, I'm very detailed, and I made sure that they both knew and understood that this is what's up. So I think that you do have to start with finances. I think should start early on. Yes. I think that you have to have those conversations because they don't teach this in school, even though they should.
They're not going to. They remember they training employees. They can't teach employees how to be millionaires because then who's going to work for them? So that's the plan.
Yeah, and I just think that they should teach lifestyle in general. That goes from finances, relationships, balance your book, checking account, your credit. All these things are lifestyle needs.
They are.
So
but when they taught that in schools, the adults that came out of those schools were too knowledgeable and wanted to protest when the government did things that they should not be doing because they understood how government worked. They could read and write in cursive. They understood their rights, and they said, you're not going to take them from us. So in order to not have a revolution, you have to keep the people illiterate. They can't read and write in cursive. They don't know their rights. They don't even know that you're doing them dirty. So that way they won't revolt. And
Girl, so don't get me started on cursive writing, honey. Because that's one of the, I mean, of course, when I was growing up or whatever, we definitely you had to know how to print, had to know how to do your cursive and things like that. And same thing with my daughter. Now my granddaughter is a whole nother issue because, I used to sit down and make her practice cursive writing. I said, because you know what? She was like, Gigi, why do I have to do that? Girl, how you gonna sign a contract? Right. You want to be a dancer. Someone hires you to be a background dancer or, be in a dance troupe or whatever. You're reading your contract because you can't read, but how are you going to sign it with X? Girl, this ain't the wild cowboy days where you can sign an X as your signature. You have got to have a signature. Well, of course, now technology allows you to sign documents online, and you just pick one of the various signatures. I said, but
which is so dumb. I sign mine physically. I don't pick one.
And I'm like, that doesn't work for every situation. Somebody's going to lay something in front of you and say, you sign this. You got to know how to sign. And she was like, okay, so I make her practice. I mean, sometimes even now we still sit down and we just practice or whatever. And I think it's just really important that you know how to sign your signature. If you don't know how to cursive write your signature, then I have an issue.
I think it's even more important to read in cursive because all the first documents of America, we're not even finna get into, but happy Black History Month. We're not gonna start on the injustices. Right. But you have to be able to read those. So Michelle from Courageously Thriving on Instagram, make sure you're following her. She made me a keychain. She made a whole bunch of us keychain, but I only check my mail once a month. So I got it I think Saturday, I think. And so it came with the card, but I was driving. So I handed it to my baby girl in the back and I said, baby, read this to me. And she was like, I don't know what this says. It's in cursive. And I was like, take your time and read it. So she starts reading, and you know what sentence structure is supposed to sound like. So when she say a word that's off, I'm like, no, that can't be what it says. So she was reading and it said something, and she said, yeah, she was like, and I hope you something 1%. I said 1%. I say, no, I can't say that. What's it say? She's like, it says 1%, Mom. And I was like, no. I said, does it say 100%? She was like, no, it's the number 1 and then the percent sign. I said, okay. So when I got to a red light, she handed it to me and it said 1 of, but in, it was all in cursive. And I was like, you're right. The of does look like a percent sign, but this says of.
That is too funny. But it's funny, but then it's sad at the same time because you definitely have to know how to read cursive writing. Now, some people have good penmanship and some don't, so you do have to kind of decipher something.
Michelle's was beautiful, so it was perfect, but the child thought it was a percent sign.
But because let me just tell you that, I've read some penmanship and I'm like, so what you meant to say was, or is this what you were trying to say?
You don't want to read my print, so don't try to read my cursive. I'm just being honest.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna know every word, syllable, and everything when I write in cursive or print because it, that just comes from years of doing it. I mean, I've had years to, make it like it is. And I'm not like I have a friend who, when she signs, I'm always like, who can read that? And she was like, exactly. No one can copy my signature.
Right.
And I was like, spent a lot of time on that, didn't you? She's like, I did.
Facts.
She developed her own way to sign it. And the only thing that I can detail is maybe the L at the end. It's like, and it stretches a way out. But anything in between that, I might get the first letter of the name and the second letter and the L. But anything in between that, squiggly line.
Squiggly line.
And that's fine if you develop. And then I think I have my own thing about how I sign my signature too. But I don't think anybody is going to take out that kind of time. It's good for me because I can do it in 1.5 seconds, but I don't know.
I think it's so important, like all these topics. I know they're not reseller related. They are kind of finance related though, which we do talk about reselling, entrepreneurship, and finance around these parts. But I think teaching our kids as soon as we can and helping them understand the importance of why they're learning it. Because when they understand, they're more like, okay, I really don't want to do this, but I understand why it's important. And so just having those financial talks early, having those relationship talks early, just in small forms where they can understand, of course, because I have dated guys who had sex when they were 8. And I was like, what? I was on the playground when I was 8. So I was like, so if they
Barbies or something, I don't know what I was 8. I wasn't even thinking about nothing like that.
And it was multiple. So I was like, and I learned about that before I had a child. So I was like, if they were doing that at 8, they had to have a participant. I didn't want my child to be a participant, so I had to tell her what was up. Because we started having these conversations, like I said, at 5 on levels that she could understand, of course, not on a, just small, simple, everyday things that she already saw and understood. So you can explain it. So she had a plant. She got a plant. I forget from where, but she watered it and she took care of it. It was her plant. This before, I think we still had a pet, but anyway, that was her plant. She was responsible for it. So one day we ended up talking about like where babies come from. And I always hate when people say stupid stuff. Like that has made me angry since I was a child. I was like, that is not where babies come from. Why are you lying to your kid? Like it would always make me mad. So I said, well, it's like this. The mom has a pot and the father has the seed. The father puts the seed in the pot and it grows a plant. And she was like, oh, like my plant, mommy. I said, yes. And then the mom, she eats and drinks, which is watering the plant. And then the plant grows. And when it gets too big, they put it in a bigger pot. You know how you repot plant. So she was like, okay. And she was fine with that. She just went on with her little life. But then as she got a little bigger, we talked about it again. And so now I explained it, that the mom, there's like an egg inside this pot, the next thing. And then again, the father, he has the seed, he fertilizes the egg, and then it grows. She was like, yes, because plants need fertilizer to be big and strong. I was like, yes, so we just went on that vein until like now she knows just regular. But you just explain it in little tidbits so they don't have these lingering questions. Because what I did not want to happen is her to ask her little friend who knows just as much as she did, which was nothing, and they be telling her some stuff that's wrong. And then she thinks that's the right information, because it's us as the parents, grandparents, guardians, whoever we are, they trust the information we give them. Yes. And so we want to make it as accurate as possible, but on their little level. So they're not getting false and wrong information from outside in other places, because then that can mess you up. You're thinking it's one thing and it's something else, and then you're like, what? So I just wanted to make sure you got it at home.
And I agree. And I also must say that I will definitely be looking at plants a little differently now. Because I'm just like, when I see a plant, I'm going to always remember this story. And I'll be like, and I'm going to suggest this to some friends, though, because that actually is a good idea and a good analogy about teaching them about how babies are, conceived and all this type thing.
Yeah.
But I will definitely, next time I see a plant, I'm going to be like, I see what you're doing over there, plant. Which for me, honey, a plant wouldn't survive with me. I do not have a green thumb. Let me tell you, up a plant.
We don't have that plant.
Look, that plant would. The minute that plant hit my place, it would be like, oh God, I'm doomed. Or even before it, even if I'm looking at it at the nursery, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice plant. That plant is already thinking, this is the wrong one.
That's why you get the faux foliage. You put the faux foliage around your house.
Yes. I actually plan to do that. The closer it gets to spring, I'm gonna put some little things out. Decorate the little patio and
patio. Yes, because that's outside. But I'm always confused as to why people have fake trees in their house. I'm like, what? Somebody gave me a fake tree. I sold that bad boy on Craigslist. I was like, I don't want.
I like a good old ficus tree or something like that, and because I have this little corner right here, and I keep looking at it, thinking, that would be just enough room to put a cute little ficus tree, or is it ficus tree? Yeah, or a little ficus tree or something like that there. Because then I've extended that and said, oh yeah, and at Christmas I can hang some little lights on it, and
you're gonna double as a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So I can kind of double up or something like that. So that's what, I was thinking. Now, who knows? I might find something else to go over there or whatever. But right now, I'm thinking tree.
Yeah, Penny. That's great that you just explain it on their level, for death and grief, because they feel it. They just don't know how to express it. And so when you can help them express on their level, that helps them, because they're just tiny adults. They just don't have all the experiences and the words yet.
Yeah. I mean, they're curious, but their mind is just not all the way there yet. So, explaining it to, explaining them to that using a plant, I think I have never heard that before, but I think that's an amazing idea.
Yeah, that was all Jesus, because when she asked me, I was just like, this is awfully soon. I wasn't ready for that. And then I was like, that plant. I was like, oh, the plant. So.
You get them from Walmart on clearance. Girl, I'm telling y'all, the plant would see me coming and be like, scooching back, trying to hide. Like, no, not her. Don't do it.
My sister has cacti, and so she keeps like a little bunch of cacti around the house, and she can keep those no problem. If I had a plant, it would also have to be a cactus, because I cannot.
The cactus.
Because you barely have to water it.
My parents had gotten me a few, because I really loved cactus. I just loved them back in the day. And my parents bought me quite a few of them. And I'd be like, okay. And my mom said, Don, you don't have to water this. And water it today, but you don't have to water it every day. And I was like, okay. Well, to me, that meant, okay, well, you all right, I have to water it. And that was perfect, because I thought, oh, this is perfect. Girl, next thing I knew, honey, Miss Cactus was dead. So I was like, if I can kill a cactus, imagine how I will be a plant. And I've even tried to. I just not even researched, but I saw it on Pinterest where there are plants that you can not kill. They don't need much attention. You put them over here and they'll be fine. Well, see, my thing is that won't work for me because either I'm going to overwater it or I'm going to underwater it.
There's no in between. Get the bulb, stick the bulb in it, and then it waters it as needed.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Now that's a good idea. What does that mean? Aloe
plants. Say the plants need coffee.
The key to growing plants is coffee. Oh, really? Now, my mom had a green thumb. Honey, I could get up in the morning and she'd be in there just to watering and, oh, you look so nice and you look so, oh, are you talking to him? Like, well, yeah. I was like, oh, well, I ain't got time to have no conversation with the plant, honey. That's probably why if it said, well, I might as well just go ahead and shrivel up. She's not talking to me, barely watering me. So
it wasn't getting no quality time.
Look, that's why I love people who have plants.
Yes.
I push up to them for having a green thumb. I wish I did because I do actually like to have plants around because they're supposed to be good for the air and all this type thing. I'm all about that, but I guess a humidifier would have to do.
Yeah, because it's an easy plug in, turn on. Yes, I can do that. But I think your porch patio area with some greenery, even if it's faux, would look really nice because that makes sense to have a plant outside. I just don't get the plants inside. That's confusing to me, but whatever. Trees don't grow in your house.
And I have a really great little patio. I mean, it's really a nice patio. So as soon as I finish getting this patio furniture put together, then I'll just build around it with some cute little decorative plants and things like that.
I look forward to that.
Yes, maybe a little brunch with dinner on the veranda.
Yeah, some reels outside.
Real bougie with it. You say not the patio, the veranda.
Yeah, the veranda. Oh my gosh.
That so fits me.
We got to get Tina on the show because she need to come and talk about the vodka stain removal or smell removal, the coffee with the plant. She got all the inside tips and tricks. She the plug.
Yeah. Yes, she is. She's very informative on things of that nature. Where she just spilled the tea on the coffee for the plants. But also, I would love to have her come on and talk about her a year of yes, her affirmations and things like that. I mean, I think that's amazing. Yeah, let's do that. Tina. Mm-hmm.
Tina,
we'll be in touch.
We're booking you. Let us know what day you're available at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which, by the way, right, I will be on. First of all, Tina has a Zoom. I forget the name of it. Tina, type it in the chat. But it's on the 6th, and I don't remember what time. But her special guest is going to be talking about taxes. So if you want to get in on that, if there's still room, DM Tina at Splendor Lily Posh. So type that in the thing, Tina. Oh, good, you're here. Yes, type that in. And then also
that information and that project that she's working on, I'm looking forward to that. Now I'm gonna have to hop on after brunch with Diva, but that's fine. Yeah. Well, she has a little, the little video where we kind of sharing our stories and things like that.
Oh yes. So yes, okay.
I don't know if she has
a project.
Yeah. Well, I did because I don't think she has a name for it yet. So I didn't want to just spill the whole tea, just a little project.
Also, make sure you're following Tina at Splendor Lily Posh. She's going to type the Splendor Lily Posh in the thing so you get the spelling right because she is going to have a premiere coming up this month. So make sure you're following her and hit the notifications on her IG so you can get informed of the date, the time, and where to find it. Also, next month, she's having a guest speaker in March. Oh, I guess that's me because it's March. So me, I'm the guest speaker next month.
Okay. Saturday. So pull her up on the screen, Tiana. Pull her up. Okay, Splendor Lily Posh. Yes.
That's her Instagram. Follow her there. And then the premiere that she's going to have is called Our Stories, which you want to make sure that you're following her so that you can get notified. And then the Teachable Moments. Okay, so the Zoom calls are called Teachable Moments, and it's reseller taxes at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 6th. I'm pulling up my calendar right now to make sure that's right. And then make sure. Yep. So it's Saturday, February 6th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. DM her if you want to be a part of that. And then next month in March, I am the guest speaker on, I'm trying to find a date now. Y'all bear with me with the patience. Some date. Oh, the 20th. I picked the date. Lord Jesus. So it's March 20th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking about creating your YouTube channel. And there's a question and answer section after I do, I guess, a presentation. So I'm looking forward to the presentation I'm going to be putting on. Okay. So make sure you DM her so you can get the link for that as well. Oh, and then also, okay, see, I thought there was one more in between me and the 6th. So it's February 20th at 1 p.m. Oh, yeah, I'm totally going to be in the house for this one. It's Bitcoin Bombshell. She'll be teaching about cryptocurrency.
When is that? February 20th. I need to put that on my calendar.
Eastern Standard Time. So no, Christy, not 4 p.m. today, 4 p.m. on Saturday. But if you DM Tina as Splenda Lily Posh, she will get you the link.
For what now?
For the tax one this Saturday at 4 p.m.
Oh, it's this Saturday. That's right.
Yeah, so DM her if you want to do the 6th at 4 p.m. for taxes on the Teachable Moments, or the 20th at 1 p.m. for the Bitcoin Bombshell cryptocurrencies, or March 20th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to come hang out with me and learn about YouTube channels. Okay. So DM her for all of that information, because she will have to send you the link, of course, so you can enter into the Zoom. Yes, Christy, that Bitcoin one. Okay, so my husband and I do the digital currency thing, and I love him, but his brain doesn't function the way my brain functions. So when our brains try to get together and understand information, it's just very exhausting and frustrating. So to be able to hear from someone else who talks about digital currencies, I'm so looking forward to that, because I'm hoping because I think it's a woman, her brain and my brain will kind of gather information in the same cortex of organization, that maybe, even though I understand it, I'll be able to just flow with it and take the information and put it in all the files that it belongs in. So right. A side note,
I'm interested in it because you and I have had that conversation. So I definitely need to put that on my calendar as things that so I could check that out.
Yes. Don't miss out on that. I think out of all the talks, they're all important, but that is the one I'm most excited. I'm more excited to go to that one than I am to do my own, and I'm excited to do mine.
Right. I know, girl. We have just talked about it all today.
We really have. We done touched on all the subjects.
I think some of that somebody needed to hear. I don't know who needed to hear it, but honey, it's out there. You can go back, catch a replay, and get something out of it.
Yes. And let me remind you guys, because I was doing SwagSlayer Feature Friday every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm exhausted, and I have a book and a course and a child and a husband and this live show and a clubhouse show, and I need to sleep. So, and mainly I just want to hang out with my family, because we were doing movie nights on Fridays, but my husband's schedule changed and he's working so late that to try to cram movie night in between the time he gets off and then the time I have to go live, it's too much. But I still want to feature all of you in whatever type of business you do, any type of entrepreneurship, but we will be doing it Fridays here on the SwagSlayer Talk at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't have a link right now on the website.
I didn't get that memo either.
Yep. She be getting the memos during the live. Okay. She get them when you get them. So if you want to be featured, you want to talk about your resale business, you want to talk about your candle making business, you want to talk about that you build houses and fences, whatever, it doesn't matter. DM me on IG until I get my life together and get the link back up on my website at SwagSlayer.com. And then you can come on the SwagSlayer Talk at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time just to talk about your business. Because as much as I love sharing tips with you guys and helping you grow your business to make more money, I also want to be able to feature your business so you can get your name out there. In the words of Grant Cardone, no one's buying your product because of obscurity. They don't know who you are and they don't even know you have an awesome product. So let's try to make you and your product less obscure here on the SwagSlayer Talk at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, weekdays, except for Wednesday. It's at 10:45 with Brittany, all bossed up, and we do What So Wednesdays. But I just wanted to remind you guys of that, because you're all important to me and what you do every day is important to me. So I don't want to stop doing that for the community just because I want to also hang out with my family, if that makes sense, and sleep.
Yes, yes, definitely. Because sometimes, you just have to pull back. And I think that that's kind of where I'm at right now too, is that I'm going to have to just release myself of some things that, aren't serving my purpose right now.
Yes.
So yes, girl, another late memo. So, because I too, I'm trying to, I'm in the throes of trying to finish my book.
Yeah.
And I love, my weight loss group. I love A Healthy You. It's kind of got off track. So, I'm pulling this Zoom meeting together so everybody can kind of get back on track. But I love the engagement that I do with everyone. And I too, want to be supportive of everyone, and because I appreciate everyone supporting me in my endeavors. So I think that sometimes it's okay to pull back. Like, you're not doing this Friday night show. That's fine. Because why? Because you're blessed to have this one where you can bring people on to spotlight them. And I think that that's awesome, because, when we get to a certain point, it's time for us to give back to the community. It's time back to reach our hand out to pull the next one up.
Yes.
So I think
with that being said, do you want to tell us about your YouTube channel in March?
What? Yes, I'm starting a little series on YouTube. It's, trust me, it's gonna be fun. It's nothing too serious. We'll just be I have a couple of special co-hosts, and we'll be bringing people on just to chit chat, have fun, kind of like a little happy hour kind of thing. And I'm really looking forward to it. I wanted to do something on YouTube. As you know, I do already have Brunch with Diva on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But this right here is going to be something that I'm going to be sharing with, my other posher friends, where we can all just kind of get together and just talk about whatever. It's non-scripted. It's just going to be a free flow of conversation, and whatever that conversation is, that's what we're going to talk about. It could be 2 or 3 conversations, like Tiana and I have 7 or 8 different conversations, throughout the show sometimes, like today. So, it's just going to be fun filled. I'm looking forward to it. The first episode, as I'm going to call it, is going to be March the 10th. So stay tuned. We're going to kind of start advertising it and things like that, and look forward to your invitation to come on, because I definitely want to have you on as well. And like I said, it's just going to be non-scripted, fun, just a fun time. Bring your cocktails, bring your coffee, your water, juice, whatever, fits your thing, whatever your thing is. And we're just going to have a good time.
Yes, looking forward to that. Don't forget, Rhonda's Jomar link is in the description below. Her promo code over Jomar is Pink Diva. Of course, all the other affiliate links are also down below for POPL, which I haven't talked about in a while, which I'm going to talk about next week, because something awesome happened with me and POPL. So glad I had my POPL, because so many awesome things have happened since I put my POPL on my phone and had it readily available to share my information to someone else's phone without having a business card.
More information about this.
About the POPL?
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question, but I'll ask you a little bit later, because I think we discussed this a little bit, but I still need to know more, because I'm interested. It sounds like something I want to be a part of. And I think it's a great tool, sounds like. But I just have a couple more questions before I take the dive.
Yes. But so next week, I'll share that exciting story of how I have my POPL readily available on my phone. I pop my information to the other person's phone, and we made some connections and some great things happen. So that's down below. Of course, List Perfectly, which I cannot live without. You get 30% off with on promo code SwagSlayer. So, and we're also going to be talking about new platforms next week. So stay tuned as I pop them up. If you're subscribed, make sure you slay that subscription button and that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notifications, because as I put up the live streams to schedule, they'll pop up and you'll know what's coming up for next week. So definitely. Christy says she's waiting on hers. Nice. I want to hear all about that. So definitely. So definitely stay tuned. And we will see you guys next week on Monday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for hanging out, Slayers. Bye.